Well, children, we have made it to the ending of the Dark Knight trilogy. The Dark Knight Rises. Came out in 2012, directed once again by Christopher Nolan. And I was excited to watch this again. Why? Because I really don't remember this movie that much. I've probably seen this one the least of the movies out of them because I grew up with Batman Begins and I grew up with The Dark Knight. And The Dark Knight Rises came out in 2012. I saw it a couple times and I never had the urge to revisit it. And obviously now I have the urge to revisit it. So, what did I think of The Dark Knight Rises? I think that this movie comes pretty damn close to being as good as The Dark Knight. It is not as good as The Dark Knight The Dark Knight. But I think that it comes pretty damn close. Kevin, your thoughts of The Dark Knight Rises, good sir?
I kind of agree with you. I really love the movie, having not seen it since it came out.
Shame!
My apology. So I pretty much saw the movie like I literally just saw it again for the first time, but that movie was insane. I loved it.
I mean, hell, we might as well talk about this movie, being that we're pretty much living in it right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about once again. This is the same thing, just like The Dark Knight. I don't have any negatives, like any big negatives. So my negatives are gonna be more mixed aspects than negatives, but I don't really have any issues with this movie. So I'm gonna start. I love where the story picks up in this movie. It picks up 8 years, I believe, after The Dark Knight, and everyone is still, you know, fucked after what happened with the Joker and Harvey Dent. And Batman is like a cripple now. He's, you know, he's not Batman anymore. You know, he's rotting away in the manor. And Alfred mentions him. He's like, you don't, like, you just want to die at this point. You don't even want to do anything with yourself. And, you know, it's so great. You know, Christian Bale, oh my god, he's so fucking good in this movie. I think he's the best in this movie than the other movies. You know, his character and his acting, I mean, the acting was always good, but the character really improves throughout all three movies, and that's what a trilogy should do. It should improve from movie to movie. Now, again, The Dark Knight is not better than, I mean, The Dark Knight Rises is not better than The Dark Knight, but it's not like, I'm trying to think of a trilogy that ended on, like, disappointment. I can't think of one. Most trilogies end really good, but, you know, it's not like, okay, let's say Terminator 1, 2, and 3 were a trilogy, right? And then we had Terminator 1, which was great, and then we had T2, which was incredible, and then we just got Terminator 3, which was that's what I'm saying. That's, you know, we're not in that situation. All three movies are good. But yeah, the character of Bruce Wayne, I love it. But that is not the best character in the movie. We must donate some steroids to the best character in this movie. Tom fucking Hardy as Bane. Holy shit. Now, first of all, I want to mention Tom Hardy is fucking amazing. Anything he touches, well, almost, because I heard his new movie was terrible. But, you know, most of what he touches is amazing. He was in Warrior, amazing. He was Mad Max, amazing, which, by the way, I'm super pissed off we're not getting an actual sequel and we're getting a fucking Furiosa prequel. I don't know who's asking for that. But he was great in Mad Max, and once again, he is amazing in this movie. I don't know if he did the voice, because he didn't do the voice for Venom, right?
I'm not sure.
If he did the voice for Venom, then I'm sure that he did the voice for Bane. because then that would, if he can voice a freaking symbiote, he can voice Bane. First of all, the voice for Bane is amazing. Yes, we all make fun of it. You know, your punishment must be worse than that. Yes, we all make fun of it. It is a little bit hard to understand at times. I'm not gonna lie, but that's at times, like a couple of lines. But the voice is really good. You know, if you watch it with surround sound, like I'm assuming on 4K, this would sound phenomenal. But the sound of his voice is amazing. I love it. But yeah, him as a character is just amazing. You know, he does what the Joker couldn't, or what Joker tried to do. You know, yes, Joker got everybody insane, but at the end, people realized, listen, we're not this crazy. Bane said, "Oh, you guys think you're safe? I have, nah, I'm gonna fuck your city now." And it's amazing, you know. The scene where he reads the speech from Gordon, amazing. The scene where he blows up all the bridges and stuff, amazing. Kevin's favorite scene, the football scene, amazing. You know, the fight with him and Batman in the second act. Oh my god. That is, you know, again, action sequence with no music, baby. I love it. And we got that, you know, and Batman is kind of this cocky prick before he fights Bane. And as he's fighting Bane, you see he's not so much fighting to fight Bane, he's just fighting to stay alive. And he's getting desperate. You can see that in the fight. You know, he's throwing all these things at him. He turns out the lights only for Bane to fucking massacre him. Bane breaks his back, which, you know, everybody loved because it's in the comics. And, you know, it's amazing. That fight was amazing. And the end fight, while short, was really good too. I will say that. But yeah, Bane is so great. So great. I just love how... Another thing that people really mention about this movie is the fact that Bane wins. You know, he wins in the second act of this movie. You know, his plan works. He causes Gotham to go insane. You know? Anne Hathaway is Catwoman. Anne Hathaway is Catwoman. Oh, sorry. Anne Hathaway as Catwoman was really good. She was really good. The character I liked a lot. She was funny. She was a prick. The character arc I liked a lot for her. They gave her this arc of like that she just wants to leave. She doesn't even want to be in Gotham anymore. I mean, who would, realistically? If your mindset after the Dark Knight wasn't, oh, we gotta get the fuck up out of there. Listen, I don't know what the fuck you're smoking, bro. Okay? If I was kidnapped, put on a boat, and almost blown the fuck up, do you think I would want to live in that city again? Hell no. Let me get myself gathered here. Michael Caine once again as Alfred. You know, this man, I think in all three of these movies, has had me on the verge of tears. And one of my favorite scenes in this movie has nothing to do with Batman, has nothing to do with Bane, nothing to do with Catwoman. It's the scene where Alfred tells Bruce, listen, I'm done. I'm not gonna watch you kill yourself. And that scene was probably the best Alfred scene we've had in the trilogy. Absolutely phenomenal. That was just amazing stuff. Great stuff, Michael Caine. My boy Morgan Freeman as Mr. Fox. Also very good, as usual. Not in the movie as much. His character is probably the best in The Dark Knight, but, you know, he's still fine. You know, he does what he has to do. He's great. Cinematography, amazing. And yes, before I hear it in the comics, oh, the aspect ratio kept changing. Who cares? I said it before in the Dark Knight review. I'll say it again. Who cares? Is it annoying? No. It makes everything feel more special. You wanna what? Do you want to see black bars when Bane is breaking Batman's back? I don't think so. I didn't. When that shit happens, that shit is epic. I really hate it when people complain about the aspect ratios. Like, again, it's not like Transformers The Last Night where there's 4 different aspect ratios. Stop complaining. The script, once again, is really good. Really good stuff. Not a lot of questions. The pacing is really solid, albeit it's a bit slower than The Dark Knight, which that would probably be another thing that holds back this movie for me. The Dark Knight is always moving. The Dark Knight Rises is a little bit slower because of the story that they're telling. You know, they have to catch you up, which it's not really an issue. You know, it's just my personal preference. I think the pacing in The Dark Knight's a little bit better. It's like a hair better. You know, it's like asking me, oh, which Mission Impossible movie is better, Rogue Nation or Fallout? You know, I go back and forth with it every day. Like right now, I think it's probably Rogue Nation. Tomorrow you ask me, I'm probably gonna say Fallout. Now, oh, the ending. The ending is amazing. I mean amazing. I'm talking tears amazing. I was almost crying at the end of this. When Batman is in the jet flying the bomb, oh my god, amazing. Now we get into the mixed. Oh my god. First of all, do you have anything bad or mixed to say about this movie before I say what I have to say?
Not really. I'm not saying this movie was perfect, but I don't know. I just can't think of anything on top of my head. I never thought of anything bad with the movie, but I can't think of much mixed.
Okay. Alright. Both my negatives, or mixed aspects, involve the twist. I'll talk about the major twist, then I'll talk about the second twist. Talia al Ghul. I've never really been on board with this twist. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird twist. It's not a bad twist. It's just a weird twist. It's weird because Nolan is connecting Bane to the League of Shadows, which, listen, I don't care what he does. It's his movie, it's his franchise. He clearly does not go based off the comics 99% of the time. So, for him to do this, by all means. But it's just a little weird to connect Bane of all of these people. I don't know. It just comes off weird. Also, I think this movie with Bane, it kind of feels like this movie should have came before The Dark Knight. I don't know. Because The Dark Knight really does not reference the League of Shadows at all. It's this movie and The Batman Begins that reference the League of Shadows a lot. So, I personally think this movie should have came before, and then we could have gotten The Dark Knight. Or, well, obviously, it wouldn't be called The Dark Knight, but you get the point. Also, okay, this is the one where I'm probably a little bit upset. The Robin twist. First of all, he's not Robin. He's not Robin. I'm gonna tell you why he's not Robin. Because, first of all, I don't know why they gave him the name Robin. If you were asking me, I wouldn't have named him Robin. I feel like Nolan just named him Robin for the sake of getting a cheap pop in the theater when she says, oh, you should use your name, Robin. That's just me. You could have still had what happens in the end of this movie without calling him Robin. I'm 100% convinced that the reason he calls him Robin is because of what I just said. Oh, excuse me. Now, the reason why I'm telling you he's not Robin is because Batman tells him in the car, he tells him, it doesn't matter who is Batman. It only matters about the persona and the figure, basically. So, when he tells him that, what this is alluding to is in the comics, in the Batman Bad Blood movie, I don't know if it's based off the same comic, but in the movie Batman Bad Blood, Batman gets kidnapped. Bruce Wayne gets kidnapped. And Robin, Dick Grayson, has to take on the mantle of Batman. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't think he's Robin, and I don't think he was going to become Robin. I think he was going to become Batman. Again, his name isn't even Dick Grayson in the movie. His name is Blake. So, I don't think he was gonna be Robin. I think he was just gonna become Batman. Which again, I really am a little annoyed that they called him Robin. Again, it's not something that ruins the movie for me. It's just like, was that really necessary? I don't know. Again, that's really my only thing. How did you feel about the whole Robin thing?
I mean, I don't know. Now that you talk about it, it kind of feels weird, but at the same time, personally, I would imagine if they made a whole separate trilogy with Robin, or as what you said, a second. I wouldn't say a second Batman, but I would just imagine a Robin type movie. It would connect with all of that. Like I could just imagine it. I don't know.
I
I
don't
felt a
know.
little weird.
Yeah, it's just weird. You know, at first viewing, you're like, holy crap, he's Robin. But then when you really think about it, you're like, wait a minute. He's not actually Robin, though. I don't know. It's weird. It's my only really big issue I have with the movie, and it's not even an issue. If you keep it in the movie, I'm still gonna say this movie is a strong 9.5 out of 10. Um,
Like, I don't think it matters much because it never went anywhere with it. They just kind of
yeah,
pointed it out.
exactly, and it happened in the last 2 minutes of the movie. So it's one of those take it or leave it. You know, it's the same thing with 10 Cloverfield Lane. I personally love 10 Cloverfield Lane with the ending. A lot of people hate the fucking ending to 10 Cloverfield Lane because of the fact that it turns into a whole alien movie at the end of it. And people didn't like that. I personally like it. Again, take it or leave it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't, please go watch the other reviews for the Dark Knight trilogy. They are on the page. Hopefully I can upload this video because YouTube on the PlayStation is being retarded. Our next film series is going to be a special one, to say the least, and not in the Dark Knight way. You'll see when we bring you that review sooner rather than later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe out there. I don't joke when I say it's like the Dark Knight out there. You know, stay safe and take care. See you.